A thread by Carlos Osuita. People keep telling me that the press is successfully covering up the mayhem in blue cities, and this will prevent real Donald Trump from being reelected. I'll explain why your fears are unfounded. First, this is Ted Wheeler's Portland. Ted Wheeler, the mayor of Portland, and this video on YouTube is a news story out of Portland about a man, 58 years old, who storms into a laundromat holding a saw. He proceeds then to beat two women, literally with the flat edge of the saw, then storms out. Police try to arrest him. And of course, in Portland, community members seeing any arrest begin to escalate and try to humiliate the cops. You get the basic idea there. That way you don't have to see the video. The guy has been charged with second-degree assault and disorderly conduct. Now, if you don't live in Portland, this is not your problem. That's what you need to understand. Red states are fine. This is happening in blue states and cities. They know about it. And they're mad as hell about it. Ted Wheeler went out to tell everyone that Portland is doing great, and it was surreal. They attacked the courthouse again, the Antifa. So the feds defended themselves again. And Wheeler thinks this is benefiting him. He's off his chump. And Portland knows it. Here's why it's futile to worry about Democratic voters. If this mayhem doesn't change their minds, nothing will. So put the whole mess out of your mind. This isn't your fight. Besides, Democratic voters will come through. They're living in this. And my brother talks to Democrats every day. They're furious. And they're all voting for Trump. The press can't hide this. Every single American knows about it. Let me illustrate what I mean. I watched this video and saw so many things being done wrong that I figured it had to be staged. Iraq GoPro combat, Navy SEAL sniper assaults ISIS. I went through the comments, and the real troopers agree with me. Wow, that was some spray and pray shit, lol. Well trained enough, Counter-Strike, lol. Clearly hacking. He is pre-firing those corners way too hard. Love how our special forces are using 40-year-old AKs. There's almost too many to count. The shooters are standing in front of open doorways with impenetrable darkness behind them. They're coming close to shooting each other. Some men are simply wandering around, watching and not taking cover. Again, I never served, and I don't play videos or airsoft, but I've studied military assault tactics for over 40 years. I've read tons of instruction manuals. The men in the video were not acting as though they faced any danger. Once you know what to look for, you can always trust your own instincts, and that applies to everything. Trump's reelection is a certainty. The only question is his margin of victory. As I always say, I can't predict him. I can only reverse engineer. It's only after the fact that I can figure out what he did. This approach is working all over the world. American politicians and military leaders were crippled by cognitive rigidity, but Trump isn't. He lets the locals work it out, and they are working it out. This is why we can't take anything at face value. In the past, we set ourselves up for failure over and over. We refuse to take culture into account. The simple fact is, culture matters. You can take it too far, of course. Everyone in my city calls me boss. I don't know why. It's just what people do. It was started by Syrian and Iraqi immigrants and has become universal. But it's only olive-skinned people who use the term. Fine by me. It's like white people using dude. I find different cultures fascinating. The only time I resent cultural differences is when someone tries to tell me that my culture is toxic and must be abolished. We don't want to go there. Trust me. Here's what I'm willing to do. You refrain from attacking me, and I won't point out everything dysfunctional in your culture. As we move ahead in our Americanism, the dysfunctions fade anyway, and we will all end up as Americans, some of whom say boss, and some of whom say dude. We're more alike than different. I heard someone say yesterday, we need something for which to strive, something that will unite us. We have that something: the re-election of Donald John Trump. Trump is the great uniter. He always was. Everyone in the country knows what's happening. I know, I know. Some of your relatives say they don't know. I don't believe them. Admit it. They were never going to vote for Trump anyway. So put them out of your mind. Trump dug a tiger pit as deep as the Mariana Trench. No political party can recover from saying that enforcing the law is illegal. Did you watch Trump's press conference today? The questions had a deflated, peevish tone of defeat in them. They know. And what do they know? They know that they catastrophically underestimated Donald Trump. And now they get to lose everything.